What's up, family? How you feeling? Hey, this again is another Kicks and Konvos, and we are so excited. It is a brand new year. Man, can you believe it? Man, we right here on January 1st. I'm so excited about today. I'm really, really excited because I have my brother, my frat brother, preaching brother, pastoring brother. Man, he's a philanthropist. He is a leader of leaders. He has done exceptional work. He is what you call a disruptor. He has paved the way for so many in the city of Compton. He has done so much. He has regulated things, fixed things, tore up things, and then built it back up again. I'm so excited to be right here. He's holding the west side down of Compton. And he just allows me to handle the east side. But again, we're so excited about, come on, y'all give it up for Dr. Michael J.T. Fisher is in the house. What's up, man? Man, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? As we would say on my side, in my podcast, like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I see. What's up with that? Man, what's up with that is it's about to come back out again.
Yeah, it was coming back out, man. I'm so excited, man, to actually be here, top of the year.
Yes, sir.
With the bro, talking about sharing the east side, like. East side is his, all right? The east side is
J5
his.
is coming, right? Okay, all right.
All day long. As a matter of fact, it's approximately 4 days after this.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yo.
To all the noobs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up, man?
All day long. Finest organization ever to be formulated. Everyone's just copying us with a K.
Right.
All right, anyway.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Let's crack it, man.
Kicks and Konvos.
Kicks and Konvos. That's what it is, man. It's a juxtaposition between inspiration.
Come on, juxtaposition.
Yeah. A juxtaposition between inspiration and culture. Literally, man, where I take the concept of a sneaker and we juxtapose it with some words of inspiration or even what it is that we may sense or see happening within the world, man. As we being pastors and leaders, when we grew up, man, it was nothing but like, Gators and Meslins. Come on, let's go ahead and call the roll there. Give it other hard bottles.
I just never knew the names of
Maury.
them. I never knew the names of them. I just knew that like all the preachers had on like the wide leg pants.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they had the
about 22-inch wide.
Yeah, they had the Gators
3-inch cuff
and the Gazelles.
Yes.
Anybody remember the Gazelles? Like the pimp riders.
Hey, dog, they was ready, dog.
What wasn't they?
What? And when you walk, man, your pants had a pop with it when you walk.
Every finger had gold, like. All of them. Every finger had gold.
Hey, do you remember? I remember this. I don't know if I should say his name, but Dr. P.J. Jones. He told me one time, Doc. PJ had he had that one eye.
I knew he was going to.
He had that one eye, Doc. But he told me he had all this gold. I said, Dr. PJ, man, why you got all this gold? He said, I want to make sure I wasn't shocked when I went into heaven's gates.
Man, I mean, but then, we've now moved to, because you remember, bro, like that was the generation that used to murder you if you walked around with no socks on. You couldn't wear like church shoes with no socks. And like now,
my dad still say, y'all think y'all feet pretty?
Yeah, And then you graduate now to a place where like everyone walks around with like no socks on.
No socks on.
Yeah. So I do remember those days. But now we get to be comfortable and anointed.
Exactly.
Comfortable and anointed. Yeah. And we got on some kicks today.
That man, I see, man. You got them Tennessees on.
Yeah, man. Nike, Tennessee State University. You know what I'm saying? Terminators. And I would lift my leg up. I'm a little aged now. So
you really try to act like you so old, man. I'm the one that just celebrated my 49th.
There you go. 7 times 7.
Hey.
All right.
So you about to go there already. I know it's coming.
7.
We're going to say that for later on when we talk about it.
Yeah. You see the blue? You see the blue there?
I see the blue. I see it. You see
I'm on the west side.
Got the zebra on there too. Now.
Yeah, zebra. That's the reason why I got a shoe. I didn't even know what they were.
Zebra.
I'm styled by the best, Eric Lloyd. Eric Lloyd.
You rocking it, man.
Yeah, man. You know, we got the little J Kingdom.
I see it.
I knew I was coming on Kicks and Konvos, so
You
I had to throw something
man,
on.
For real, dude.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I'm so glad to have you, man. I'm so thankful, man, that you divorced yourself from your busy schedule, because I know your schedule is hectic, man, and you took our time, man, just to be here to come into Kicks and Konvos, man, and just hang out and just have a good conversation. I think it's going to be great, especially coming to this new year, man. Happy New Year to everyone. And, man, this is 2025. It's going to be an amazing year. We declare
I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
All right. What do you think the line is going to be for 2025? You know how it's
it's always a line.
2023 is the year for me.
Yeah.
2024, God's giving me more.
Okay, I don't know what the 2025 going to be.
2025,
we coming alive.
There it is.
Doc, hey, we gonna see so many churches and so many. They gonna have all these themes like that, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
We coming alive. We coming alive, or don't be a jive turkey.
Now you went old school. Now you told your age right there.
Oh God, but Happy New Year for sure.
Man, Happy New Year, man. This is great, man, and man, I think it's gonna be something amazing that's gonna take place. I really, really do. I mean, I wanted to kind of dive into this. One, as you can see right here, man, is my sneaker of choice for this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It is the iconic Air Force One. Nelly said you got to have two pairs.
Two pair.
Yeah, you got two pair. Yeah. And the reason why I chose the Air Force One, number one, is January 1st. Likewise, also the silhouette is such a clean line, especially the all-white one. It's a blank canvas where most guys have come in and they utilize this particular canvas as where they can be real creative, right? And they add color to it. They did so many different colorways with it. But, man, just having it along, man, you put a fresh pair of Air Force Ones on. Yeah. Man, with any outfit. Yeah. Man, you clean it in a board of hell, Doc.
Yeah, you can go anywhere.
Doc. Hey, this all-white shoe is like the Frankie Beverly White, Doc. I mean, that's just, you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is,
joy and pain, Doc.
And the shoe, though, is, it reminds me most importantly about, if you correlate it to, it being clean. Yeah. Fresh start. Yes. It's interesting that when we used to wear these shoes, and they still wear them, but I don't know if they do the justice that we used to do. Yeah. In the fact that it was criminal to wear these and crease them.
So you had to walk a certain way.
You had to walk a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
your knee barely bent.
You were intentional, bro.
You didn't want no creases.
You didn't want no creases. So you were intentional in how you walked. Mm-hmm. You were intentional where you walked. Yes. You were intentional who walked with you, because you didn't want nobody stepping on them.
And if somebody stepped on them?
You would fight. You'd ruin the whole day.
I'm trying to tell you right now, bro.
Isn't that how we should protect the beginning of our year? Isn't that how we should protect?
Look how you've already juxtapositioned this whole theological. Come on, man, say it.
But I'm saying
that's how we did it. Let's break it down again. No, go back, because I don't want to miss it. Let's go back to what you said. First one, you're careful.
You don't want to crease.
You don't want to crease.
So that means you're very intentional in how you walk.
Talk, man.
You're very intentional in where you walk. Got it. Right? They're all white, so you're not cutting across grass. No. When you're
cutting across the field.
You're not cutting across the field. You're not going somewhere where it's dirty, right? And then you're very intentional in who walks with you. Yes. Because if they know that you have on these fresh pair, then they're going to be very mindful in making sure that they don't overstep you, that they don't step on you, that they don't step on the back of you, talk, right? And these are facts. These are facts. Anyone that wears it, anyone that's in the sneaker game, understand the rules, right? I have on a white pair of Air Force Ones. Yes. The way that you interact with me when I have these on has to be different. Yes.
Can't be all up on me.
Can't be all up on me. You got to give me my space. If you by chance do step on them, I do expect for you to apologize, right? There's a different level of accountability for yourself, even though you don't have the shoe on. The way you carry yourself has to change because you're walking with someone who has the shoe on. So if you take that that whole, metaphor,
Yeah.
and you deal with the beginning of 2025, I think that it speaks perfectly and probably what God is calling the body of Christ to.
Yes.
And that is that we need to really abide by Psalms 1.
Yes.
Blessed is the man that walketh not.
in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right.
So,
right.
That again, Air Force One. There you
right,
go.
Air Force One. He's like, listen, I've given you a brand new start. 2024 has no power over you. This is a brand new year. It's a brand new season. This that they're watching right now, if they're watching it fresh, right, is today. It's January 1st, right? Which means that if it's January 1st, then we're talking about that God is wanting us to work on how we walk.
Yes.
Right? Where we walk,
Yes.
and who we're walking with. And do they have the capacity to be able to change their walk to accommodate what's on my feet?
That's good. Now, let's break this down, slow it down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Expound on it.
And I didn't even mean to go there. So
no,
sorry,
I want you to, because again, that's the whole thing with the whole conversation. It's so healthy, man. And I don't want, I think there's so much. It was so much weight in that, and man, you just masterful when it comes down to metaphors. I just want you to know, look, y'all better get ready for Dr. Fisher. He gonna break some stuff down, and he'll have y'all running in a minute. I guarantee y'all once he get going. And trust me. Listen, this fresh start, being careful where you walk. What does that mean? What does that look like for the next 12 months? What should we consciously be aware of in the process of everyday practices? What is the practicum of our daily walk that we make sure that we walk in the way? Because again, better is the end of a thing than its beginning.
Right.
So here we're starting, but we're working our way to the better.
Right.
So what does that walk look like that you perceive for 2025?
Well, bad company corrupts good behavior.
There you go.
So when we talk about where should I be mindful of where I'm stepping, if I am convinced that this is my year to be rich, use that for an example.
Yeah.
Then I need to be careful not to walk around individuals that don't know how to steward finances. If my goal is to be healthy, then I have to be careful not to walk around those who mismanage their health. Right? It's like whatever it is, whatever path I'm on, whatever goal is set in front of me, I need to be mindful to be around those that would help me to walk intentional and not creasing. And that crease could represent sin. That crease could represent falling back into old habits. Right? I don't need any lines this year.
Yeah.
Now some may come naturally, right? Because the shoe over time just does it.
Yeah, it just does it. Yeah, naturally.
I don't need to be intentional in doing it.
Yeah.
I don't need to help the crease come.
But when the crease comes, let's say, for instance, with the shoe, it's really, if it comes naturally, it's just forming to your foot.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not something that was intentionally done because of misuse, mishandling, or really not taken care of.
Yeah. And see, and I know for a fact in wearing the Air Forces, especially the all-white ones, is that there's certain things in certain places that you just absolutely cannot step with that shoe on.
Yeah.
Grass is one of them.
Yeah, because it would
grass leaves a stain.
Stink, and it's not coming out.
And it's not coming out.
No.
Yeah, and so, out the gate, whoever's watching this, the reason why you stumbled upon this is because, I feel that God is nudging you to be very careful not to be in circles and groups and environments that's going to leave a permanent stain on you. It's just not the season to get stains on you that don't come out easily. 2025, I think God. I'm very clear on that. Look how valuable the shoe is. It seems plain, but it lasts.
And bro, let's talk about the lasting of it. This shoe has held its position since, I believe, 82.
Yeah.
This silhouette, this style, this look, timeless.
Yes.
Like this shoe, man, will always be worn. I mean, children haven't even been born yet. When they get older, they're going to like, man, I want a pair of Air Force Ones.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there, man, is so significant. Your walk outlives. Oh my God. This thing is, man.
Wait.
Again,
Go ahead.
hey, just like the first one. We might end up having to do a part 2 to this, but go ahead.
Yeah, keep going what you were saying. Yeah, your walk will outlive.
Your walk will outlive yourself.
Wow.
Your walk will be able to be picked up by younger generations that never knew your walk before. All they saw was a silhouette of what they saw in you become timeless, consistent, something that they knew they wanted to be a part of. They gravitated to it. I mean, my daughter, Jaya, she's 13. She knew nothing about Nelly and talk about two-pair and throwback jerseys and oversized shorts. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted a pair of Air Force Ones.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it transcends.
Yes. And the shoe goes places that the other shoes that may be, more glitzy and, has more design.
Yeah.
That they make it too casual. It doesn't get a chance to go everywhere.
Yeah.
You put this on, this shoe can go to a gala that the other shoes cannot go.
Yep.
And I don't care what anybody says, and I know this may sound traditional, but it's good that it's coming from us. A clean lifestyle can put you in rooms that other lifestyles won't let you go.
Even let you.
Yeah, like just walking a certain walk.
This is good right here, man.
Walking a certain walk will allow you access into certain spaces. Integrity, character will allow you access into certain spaces that other people who are living a life that may be filled with talent and gift. And, they got all the whistles and bells.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there are certain deals and certain billionaires, millionaires, and CEOs that want to sit at the table with people that have a clean pair on.
It's very significant because even as much as those who are listening and those who are just tuning in, if you have not subscribed, I want you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all of that. Be a part of this community because I guarantee you Kicks and Konvos is here to stay and it's going to really, really help you. But I want to ask you all, those that are listening, as you made that point, what rooms are you seeking to be a part of in this upcoming year? And what open doors are you seeking to be open for you? There's some doors that probably have been shut, but they didn't really actually fit the style of where God was actually trying to take you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have something that will transcend the very look, the very ideals, because like you said, there's rooms and doors opening. I mean, talk about that for a second. Like, what are some of the spaces that you believe, be it for you or what you just maybe sense for others, are getting ready to be open for people? I mean, what do you sense people get ready to experience?
We don't really want to go and dive into what we saw last year with the downfall of moguls, right?
Yes. Yes.
But I think we have to use that as a backdrop, though, for what God is wanting to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are looking at people's lack of character be exposed.
Yeah.
So then that means that there's a lot of vacancies. There's a lot of empty seats. Those seats are now going to be available for people who are the opposite of who got unseated. Jesus. So the ones that got unseated are the ones that didn't have character, were doing a lot of things they had no business doing. So the people who now that these industries, such as the music industry, entrepreneurship, whatever that looks like, ministry, people are looking for folks who have integrity and character.
That's good.
That's now there was a season and a time where you didn't necessarily have to have that. You just had to have the know-how, right? And the know-how got you in the room.
Yeah.
But now, because of everything that we've gone through with the unseating of people who lack character,
Yeah.
Now, what is the most valuable employee, the most valuable client, the most valuable contract is a person who has mastered character and integrity.
And that's so
Yeah.
significant, man. Because, I mean, skill, giftings may get you to a particular level, but it's character that's going to cause you to stay and remain.
Every time.
I mean, because if you don't have the character, if you don't have the integrity, if you don't have that, then man, you'll fall from that place of grace.
Real quick.
And we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it, and it's not only just those who've been unseated. We have to also embrace the fact that there are some individuals who are older now, who not that they're being unseated, but they're leaving on.
Yes.
And it's like if this is something that can transcend from 82 to the current 2025.
Yeah.
With those changes taking place, things are being handed to us.
Yeah.
But both of us are pastors.
Yeah.
And we pastor in greater Los Angeles area, and specifically Compton. And right now, I could say that, we're unapologetically some of the, two of the leading pastors in the city of Compton.
We're the two pair.
Yeah, the two pair.
Give me
See, I told you, man, you worked that metaphor, man. But
That's
I'm saying
us.
we're the two pair. So then when we look at it, we got this greater responsibility now of being individuals that have a level of influence.
Yeah.
Not only influence, but we have some insight. We've matured through some things.
Yeah.
And so now we have people coming and looking at us and saying, how do we do this? How do we do that? Whereas, sometimes we kind of looked at before, we didn't really have that being poured down to us.
Yeah.
Now we have the responsibility. Do we keep on not pouring down, or do we take out time and really pour into others so that they won't have that misstep or have that crease or have that stain that will happen in their life,
Well, the other piece about the shoe is imagine how many other shoes the shoe has seen come and go.
Man.
But the industry understood the value of this shoe and said, yeah, it doesn't matter what the trend might be right now.
Yeah.
Eventually, everyone's going to come back to needing a clean, basic white shoe.
Yep.
So it never went out of style. And I think that it is important to tell anyone that how you get here, right?
Yeah.
20 years for me, how many years?
26.
26 years for you, that you have to be comfortable with sometimes being the shoe that looks basic until the culture swings back around.
Swing right back around
and realizes the need for that shoe once again. Because what will never go out of style is a well-studied preacher, a pastor that loves the flock, a man or a woman that loves God. The culture may lean away from them every now and then for the fad, but when things really come up, and you're like, man, I just need a real good shoe.
Yeah.
You're going to always come back around to pastors and preachers like you and I and other pastors and preachers that are out there that have stood the test of time. So cheers to y'all for being a nice, clean, white pair of Air Force Ones.
That goes with anything.
That goes with anything. Yes.
And that's another thing too, man. When you think about it, they go with anything. So that means you're able to, in whatever profession you're in, you're able to speak to. I think we just come out from your last conference you had. I think we're looking at what, 7 generations?
Oh yeah. Yeah, from the Pivot conference I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're looking at about 7 generations that coexisting in several spaces right now.
Wow.
Yeah, which has never been done before. You know,
man. To be able
you
to
got the baby boomers. What you got? You got the baby boomers.
Yeah.
You got
but,
them.
I mean, what was it before them though? Was it industrial age?
Industrial age sounds so old.
But I know, man.
Industrial age sounds like medieval
And you still got
times.
people from the 40s that are still living though.
But you're right. Are they called the industrial age?
I think so. I think it was something like that.
I think we're gonna get in trouble if somebody's watching.
Hey,
Industrial.
don't go off on us, but if we just correct us in the chat, we'll definitely make sure we make the correction. But
Okay, but after them it's the baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
And then it's Generation X.
Generation X.
Which is us.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know it's for sure you.
Yeah, it's definitely me. You might be more millennial.
No. Yeah, but I was 79 though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like a exillennial, maybe. I don't want to be a millennial.
Zennial.
Sorry, guys. I know they're about to be mad. I don't want. No.
You don't want to be a. Yeah. So Gen X, millennials.
Yep. And then you got Gen Z.
Gen
and then
Z.
you got the alphas. Gen Alpha.
Well, I thought we had a Gen Y and then Gen Z.
Gen Z. That's the millennials.
Gen Y is the millennials.
Yeah.
Okay. Gen Z, and then you have the alpha. It starts back over again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're all existing in spaces like all at the same time. Like especially places like churches.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone is there, and it's a very complicated and complex time, which is the reason why I think it's important that we build on the basics.
Yeah.
So that the basics speaks to everybody. Yeah.
So we're discussing fresh start, right? Let's dive in and talk about how do we resolve the past. I have a base scripture I kind of looked at, and it was Isaiah 43, verse 18 and 19.
Mm-hmm. What does it say, Reverend?
It says, "Behold, I'll do a new thing."
I'll do it.
You make this. It's supposed to be Kicks and Konvos. You're making this all apostolic.
No, I'm just saying. I just wanted to bring it out of you, man.
Right, man.
I just couldn't help, man. He was like, I said, what it say? Like, you just couldn't help it. Like, the moment I said, what it say, you was like, behold.
I'll go right into it.
You're like, behold, I'll do a new thing.
Yeah. But then it's in there. It says, remember not the former things.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that when Isaiah is speaking that, I think he's not saying divorce yourself from the past, but I think he's also saying in that, make sure you don't lose sight of the fact that you must embrace your future.
Correct.
So here we are, January 1st. To some people, it's just another day, but we understand that this is a startup. It's a fresh start, fresh pair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I done had 6, 7 different pairs, but I got a fresh pair, fresh start. This time I'm gonna walk right. This time I'm not gonna crease them. This time I'm gonna make sure who I'm around don't step on my shoes. But now I gotta resolve some things so I'll be able to walk into the things that are for me for the future.
Yeah.
So what would your perspective be as it relates to resolving what was? It says remember not. So does that mean you forget it? Or do you still know that it's there? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't say reflect not. He says remember not.
Yeah.
And like little Mufasa, like remember who you are. But remember in the Hebrew, it does literally, that's why they used in the Latin, which becomes the English, like remember, where we think like to reflect, right? To look back over our lives. But really that word is talking about where we get like to be members of a body, to connect, right? To put together.
Yes.
And so Israel in that time was still figuring out this new system and this new shift that was happening between trusting in the kings and now having to trust in the prophet, right? Because King Uzziah, dies, and now they have to lean on Isaiah. Yeah. And that was a new construct for them. And he's like, listen, it's okay to reflect, but I don't want you to put that thing back together. And I think that how you shut the door in the past is you reflect for the sole purpose of knowing the lessons you were taught, right? Learning from the past, but doing your best not to remember it, not to reconnect it. Like don't put it back together. So you're going to see that X again, maybe. Yeah. And it's okay to look at him or her and be like, You know, we had some cool times.
Yeah.
But do not remember it. Like don't say let's go get coffee.
Yeah.
You know, don't say let's hang out again. Don't reconnect that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we make our mistake. We get to reflecting, the enemy gets in that reflect, and then we go back to remembering. So we go back to reconnecting and building what God allowed to fall apart.
Because in that remember, it causes them to actually repeat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that, you know, especially 2025, I mean, everyone pause. Like, just pause for a second.
Yeah.
Right? Don't just treat this as another year, right? And God is really big on, like, certain numbers.
Yeah.
You know, 25, we're talking about a quarter. Right? This from 2000 to 2025.
Yes.
That's 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. You know, this is a significant year.
Very significant.
And you can always tell when it's going to be a significant year where God's going to do significant things because the enemy always props up a significant opposer.
I know we want to go talk about that, but I mean, we might as well go there a little bit.
My bad. I'll say it.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. I see where you're going.
You know, I'll say it. I mean, before we're introduced to Moses, we're introduced to Pharaoh. That's the text.
Project 2025.
I'm just saying, you know, and project. I mean, the you know, it's almost as if like God allows the atmosphere to create a thirst for Him. You know, before we're introduced to light, there's void.
Because God is
darkness.
not shocked.
No.
God is not surprised. God is not moved.
Nope.
God is not like, oh my God.
Nope, not at all.
God knows exactly what He's doing.
Yeah. And
it takes us right now to make sure that we understand how significant that we're in this particular year, 25, and it's like you said, it's a quarter of a century already.
Yep.
So what needs to be learned throughout the course of this year that's going to turn over to what it is that we're going to do in the next
And the key
5 years.
the key thing about that text is that God is consistently trying to tell Israel, it's basically like, what do you need to learn new about me?
Yeah.
Right? And we see it in Isaiah 6 and how he even introduces himself to Isaiah, where he's like, oh, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord like I never saw him before, high and lifted up. His train filled the temple and this, that, and the other, right? And so it's like in this year, I believe that all the opposition that we're getting ready to see coming out of the White House, all the opposition that we're getting ready to see that's coming economically and all of those things, that it's an opportunity if we lean in, because that scripture is also scary because he says, behold, I'll do a new thing. Scary part is, shall you not know it? In other words, the Message Bible says you can miss it. One version says, like, be careful, you know, if you're not careful, like, it'll go right past you. And so if we're not careful, we will look at the opposition, the climate, all of the tribulations that's going to be happening in the world around us, and we'll go into a panic instead of leaning in and saying, this is a perfect opportunity for us to see a different side of God that we've never seen in our lifetime.
Right.
Be displayed.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's what a lot of people need to realize about this year, and that it's not an average year, that this is a year where I really believe God is going to flex.
An average year. It is not another year. It's something significant.
A quarter of a century?
Bro.
Like you got to say it like that. And like when you say it like that, you're like, wait a minute, I'm alive during a quarter of a like.
Yeah.
Like you feel like epic.
I made it. I'm a quarter.
Yeah,
I get a chance to witness this. I get a chance to see this.
Yeah.
I get a chance to experience this. And I'm really need to really take note of it, not ignore it. Man, this is just as significant as 2000 was.
It's huge.
This is just as significant.
And think about what happened in 2000. Think about what happened in 2000.
The Y2K?
Right, the Y2K, everyone was afraid, right?
Right.
But what happened? We had the overturning of politics then.
Yep.
We went to sleep with Gore as the president and woke up in the bushes, right? And then
Told y'all he's a disruptor, y'all. I was trying to tell y'all.
we did woke up in the bushes, and then next thing you know, we was heading, on this path of 9/11 was going to happen. Unfortunately, that following year, and all of these things took place. But however, in that same time, if we remember, huge revival broke out in the church.
It did break out in the church.
Huge movements broke out during the early 2000s. We talked about Potter's House.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a very profound truth of the Holy Spirit moving. I mean, we had the glimpses of, we had the moment early 90s, but I think we came into the effulgence of it when we got to 2000.
Absolutely. That's when you had Juanita Bynum 1. Because she became like Juanita Bynum 2 or something for a second. But she was like the original Juanita Bynum with the short haircut. Like that was the 2000s, right?
I'm already canceled.
Cancel me. Cancel me. Not my brother.
I love it.
Cancel
me. Come on, man. We gonna do this, Doc. I'm with you. We gonna ride it out for real. Come on, let's
okay.
go.
No. Let me out the car. Let me out the car.
No, we going. We going. We driving all the way.
But 2000 though, my point is that when there are significant moments, God raises up. Significant voices. There's a significant move that always happens.
Yep.
You think about the movement that happened on Azusa Street, back in 1906.
Yeah.
But what else was happening during that time? They were on the precipice of the Great Depression. There was World War. There was a lot of famine, and then here comes God stepping in. So I just need whoever's watching this to understand that this is going to be a significant year where God will do a new thing.
Yes.
He will do a new thing, but don't.
Shall you not know it? Shall you? Do you not perceive it? And I think perception is a key piece.
Yes.
I think how we view this season that we're walking into, if we perceive it right, we'll get all of the good out of it.
Yes.
But if we perceive it wrong, we'll take the Air Force Ones off and we'll find that we have some smudges and some stains on there that we did not know that we walked into.
Wow.
Because we wasn't paying attention to where we were walking.
You see how he wrapped that? Yeah. Y'all see how he brought it right back? He just
Hey, man. I was just saying, it's real talk.
Yes.
How many times you taking your shoes off, man, and you be like, man, how did I get this on here? Man, how did I get this scratch? What did happen? It's because something happened in a moment of our walking that we wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And a smudge, a marking, a scratch occurred.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe, what the verse is saying. Like, shall you not know it?
Yeah.
Like, basically, it's almost like a subtle warning.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know it?
Yeah. Like I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm already right now showing you something new. You don't even know that?
Yeah.
Like you don't see it, for real?
Yeah.
It's almost like God saying that for you. You don't see me doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we've missed that. We've missed most of those moments because we're so busy paying attention to everything else. And I'm going to tell you something. That is the thing that I think is very key. Distractions. Man, we cannot get caught up in small, trivial distractions this year. Those things will consume our time. They'll consume our space. Places where we should be learning. Places I feel that we should be, working on our craft, building our businesses, developing ourselves, maturing in the things that God wants us to mature in. But we're so busy consuming ourselves in cultural things and chasing somebody else's mishandlings or mishaps, thinking that long as I, doing a deep dive into somebody else's situation where yours is laying dormant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're missing it. Shall you not know it?
Yeah. Because just chill. Like, just be comfortable with what God's doing in you this year. That's...
Let's let that
First of all,
say loud right there. Let that say loud. Say that one more time.
Yeah, that
we're going to let that ride because I need y'all. Somebody put a comment underneath here about that? What he just said? Say it again for me.
Well, first of all, it came out of my mouth before that is Rhema, because I did. It
No, I
just
know.
came out.
I know.
Yeah, like be comfortable in what God is doing in you this year.
Yes.
That is so vital. And I was sitting there while you were talking because I thought about it and how, because it endured the test of time, right?
Yeah.
And it went through the time and the period where it seemed like no one really was buying the Air Force Ones, the plain ones,
Yeah.
the original ones like that. But after a while, right?
Yeah.
It's pricey because it has endured the test of time.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can just be comfortable in what God's doing in your life right now, He knows when to present you. And the market on these shoes went up the moment they started.
Because they went down.
It went down, but the moment that Nelly put this out and made a song and it went to #1, the price went up too.
Bro, because it was under $100 for those shoes, man, and then they went up.
And if you can just wait for the right person that sees value in you to come along and pick you up off the shelf,
bro.
If you can just stop being thirsty to be on everyone's foot, and if you could just wait patiently for the right one to come and pick you off the shelf, that right person will introduce you or platform you.
Yes.
At the right time, that increases
your value.
That's all I'm saying.
People look at you and said you was plain. People looked at you and said there was nothing significant about you. That
I wasn't for you.
No, nothing. But because someone was interested in your silhouette,
that had something to offer.
Right.
Imagine how many other people have already worn this shoe but didn't have platform to put it on. Like you're sitting there,
crazy, man.
You're so upset about how many people are looking past you and they don't even have a platform to put you on. You know, I just want to prophesy to anyone that is watching right now that I believe that this is the year where God is going to strategically put you in connection with someone who's going to platform you.
Oh, my God.
Simply because you learned how to be okay with being shelved.
Golly, man. Let me ask this question because
there's people in the room. Can I get an amen?
I don't get an amen there. Right. It's so significant, man. Bro, look, think about this for a minute. And there was something I had asked Pastor AD when he was here, and I want to kind of bring it to your thought. You know,
okay.
The value of who we are, and sometimes we have been shelved.
Yes.
Right? We've been placed on a shelf. We've been placed in a spot where looked over, place where we have either been rejected, and people didn't really recognize our value until this other person acknowledged you. This other person gave you the stage. Then all of a sudden they want to call you back. And they want you now to attend. Now want you to be a part. Now they want you to be engaged because now they see that others valued you when they actually just mishandled you. Has that ever been a case?
What?
I just want to know.
Has it ever been?
Talk to me.
Well, there was a particular organization that I was a part of.
Oh, see, man.
And
see, I wouldn't even.
I'm just going to say it this way, that
I
functioned in that organization for 3 years.
Okay.
And nobody would talk to me. I couldn't get in the rooms.
Wow.
I couldn't get in the circles, and I just remained, like I said, true to myself.
Yes.
I just remained plain. I didn't have the bishop title.
Yeah.
I'm just a preacher from L.A.
Yeah.
That was a young preacher at there, so that they thought, because, we still look kind of young. So
yeah.
it was like, oh, he's some young preacher, Rudy Poop preacher.
Yeah.
That's just,
Right.
And everyone assumed, I guess, for some reason that I couldn't preach. and they had this noonday service, and they decided to go ahead and give me a shot, you know.
Okay.
And they put me on to preach, and when they did, God was kind.
Yeah.
I was me.
God was with you. I know.
He was
I know
with
the moment.
me. He was with me that day,
He was
right?
with you that day. I got you.
And when I got finished, I couldn't even get from the pulpit out to the foyer. Those same people that for years just walked over me, didn't even know who I was every time I showed up now to any little conference, meeting, or whatever, I was the best thing since sliced bread. You know, and it does two things. I mean, it annoys me when people do that because
yes.
it's so disingenuous, you know. But I also had to learn to be okay with the fact that God will hide you. And once I realized that it was actually God hiding me, and that it wasn't necessarily that they were overlooking me. When you see it as being overlooked, that leads you down the road of resentment and bitterness. When you see it, you got to be careful.
Not to lead, not to preach, not to pastor, not to start your business, not to write your book out of a place of bitterness.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to what you're talking about, perspective.
Yes.
When I realized that it was God hiding me in plain sight, then I wasn't upset that now all of a sudden I was Mr. Popular amongst that organization.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, I've been there more than you would know, bro. Honestly, I've been in a lot of rooms that people they downplayed me.
Yeah.
Until I open my mouth, or until someone else comes in and says, "Oh, hey, Pastor Fisher," and they're like, "Wait a minute, who is this guy?" You know.
Yeah.
Then I'm something important. You know. But I'll tell somebody who's going through that season right now.
Yeah.
That it is never your job to sell yourself. It's never your job to sell yourself. It is your job to sit until it's time for God to present you.
You know, and I think that is all. Yeah, that's a key element for this year.
Yes.
Like, do not try to sell yourself. Just be you. And being you is going to give you the platform, the stage, the opportunity. Because there's a uniqueness, there's this formation of who you are that's being formed, and you can't skip stages. You can't skip steps. You gotta go through each step, each process. That's the main word. You gotta be processed. So while you're trying to cut corners, you know what I'm saying? While you're trying to go to this and go to that, it's not about who you rub the shoulders with and who you listen. Being you, because if you got to compromise and shift who you are just in order to be accepted, man, you just built something based upon people pleasing.
Yeah. And when the problem is that,
Yeah.
and then one day when you decide to be your real self, then you lose all the people you drew to your fake self. And when you talk about like process,
Yeah.
I think it's important, since we're talking about, Kicks and Konvos, and we're talking about the shoe. I think people underestimate how much of a process that the shoe goes through to be manufactured.
Yep.
The rubber, the leather. The leather has to be tested to be able to endure what the foot is going to put the shoe through.
Yes. Because it originally was a basketball shoe.
There you go.
I mean, it wasn't always low top. It originally came out as a high top, and it's a basketball shoe. So it had to be produced to be able to handle the court, handle stopping, pivoting, running, jumping. You know what I'm saying? And are you able to handle what's getting ready? Are you able to handle how you're getting ready to be used? And I think
That's so
that's a key thing.
That's
Are
so
you
good.
able to handle how God is getting ready to use you? And you said something significant on my birthday, and basically it was just prepping me by way of God's word, prepare yourself for this year being a year where the use of you
Yeah.
is going to stretch you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about creases and stuff like that, but these shoes start forming to the foot because the leather, after wear,
Mm-hmm.
starts to stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? God's getting ready to stretch us.
Yeah. And the thing is that, you know, if you're not willing to go through the process, the stretching, get the right materials, all of that, then what do you become? You become the counterfeit shoe. And eventually it lasts for a while until somebody who has the real shoe comes in the room and everyone's like, oh, that's dope. And then they look at you and they look at your shoe and they say, what are those?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that we're getting ready to enter into a season where there's a generation that's going to start walking into industries,
Wow.
into concert halls, into churches, and they're going to look at the counterfeits and say, what are those?
What are those? What are those?
What are those? Get off the stage.
Right.
Boo, tomatoes.
Right.
You know, so, you know, whoever's in here and you was just getting ready to like try to be something that you're not, don't do it.
Mm-mm.
Don't do it. Stay true to yourself, because every person who has become the counterfeit version of themselves is getting ready to be exposed.
And I think it's very, very powerful, man. Even as we segue to this, and we can transition after this, embracing change. You got to embrace it. There's some things that will need to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't do good with change though.
And the change is not, it's not easy.
It's hard. Like,
no, man. I mean,
getting
I'll do a
getting
new
older.
thing. That's not easy.
Well, getting older is yeah.
You're getting older, right?
Yeah, it's wearing me out.
Yeah.
I got a story for you.
Okay. Tell me.
I'm
looking for it.
Yeah. So when you're talking about embracing the change, right? So, you know, one of the things that starts to happen is like you change how you like do the gym, you know, versus when you're younger, you go in there, you get to running and this, that, and the other. And a couple of weeks, you back, you know, where you need to be. Man, I've been running and ain't nothing back.
Ain't nothing back.
So the other week, man, I literally started out running. I stopped. I just got off the treadmill, got my bag, and walked out. I was like, I can't do this. And I legitimately left the treadmill running and everything.
Yeah.
Like the treadmill was still.
It was still moving. You
Yes,
didn't turn it off.
I just stopped. I did. I was just like, you know, bump this. I'm done. And like the person next to me was like, you good? Like I just left. I was so frustrated because while I'm so busy trying to get back to this image or, you know, who I once was, instead of just embracing, like, this is who you are now.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, you can't run like top speed no more. You got to walk with a little incline, you know. You can't eat after 8 o'clock,
Right,
you know.
right.
You know.
Certain foods can't even eat no more.
Yeah, man. Dang. You know.
I can't get the Frost Flux no more, man. Just,
yeah,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Too much sugar.
It'd be all bad.
You start sounding old. You know, you be like, ooh.
Right.
And so, like, but it was just putting a lot of strain on me because I just wouldn't embrace that things have changed.
Yeah.
Things are different. And even talking and having this conversation, it's like me being reminded, like, embrace this new season. Embrace this, you know. And a part of it is change. I necessarily don't like change because every time you change, it's like you have to readapt. You have to relearn yourself. You got to relearn the new people. So I'd be liking for stuff to stay the same. But then that's how you also miss God.
So, man, it's 2025.
Yes, sir.
Fresh start. We're embracing change. Man, we're getting ready for what's getting ready to take place through the course of these next 12 months. What's your final word? I know you talked about me being 49 and 7 completions and things of such. We got, a quarter of a century. We're already into it. What's your word that you want to say that speaks to the clean lines, the fresh start, the brand new year? Somebody's listening and they just need, they may have fast forwarded trying to see what the end was going to be on this particular video. If y'all made it this far, I'm glad you did. But listen, tell us what's the final word that you got?
Yeah, my final word would be that it is so rewarding.
Yeah.
If you can endure the process of starting over. It is so rewarding.
It's rewarding.
If you can endure the process of starting over. You can attest to this, and this will go into a whole nother show if we deep dived into it.
It might be another one coming. That's what I'm saying.
How many times in our ministries did God make us start over?
Jesus.
And when you lost certain things, certain people, it looked like the end of us. In my ministry, this will be 20 years this year.
Yeah.
20 years of pastoring, 26 years of preaching. So I started preaching as you started pastoring.
Yeah.
And for me, every time I got to that place where it looked like I was losing so much and it looked like my life was over, I had no idea that God was setting me up to evolve in a greater version of who I was.
Yeah.
And that I was going to learn so much more about him and his power and his word and his provision and his miracles. I had no idea about that. And because I didn't know it, I almost gave up in the middle of the process.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I came through it and saw, wow, Lord, you only end a thing if you're getting ready to give me something greater. That's just the kind of God he is. So you only end a thing. I almost spoke in tongues, but this is Kicks and Konvos.
Right. It's all right, Doc.
I almost spoke in tongues. But he only ends a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he has calculated that what he's going to give you next is greater. How do I know? My dad died. My mama died a year and a half right after that. I'm literally saying this is the end of me.
Yes.
But bro, this is crazy. Dad dies, church gets paid off.
Wow.
A deal closes that's been in the wings for 5 years.
Wow.
He dies, a $1.4 million debt gets paid.
Golly, man.
Mom dies, and literally a $350,000, $400,000 renovation project of the church begins. You can't separate it. You can't separate
That's crazy,
that the
man.
greater that happened in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, that it happened on the heels of the ending of 2 significant figures in my existence.
Wow.
You can't separate it.
Can't separate it, dude.
So if we tie it back to the beginning of Isaiah, behold, I shall do a new thing.
Behold.
If we hang that with the backdrop of Isaiah 6, that in the year that King Uzziah died,
Yeah.
I saw the Lord.
Yeah.
Would he have seen the Lord if King Uzziah still lived?
Probably not.
Would the debt have been paid if my father didn't close his eyes? All I know is that Elijah never gets a mantle until Elijah leaves. Mm-hmm. That's all I know.
Yep.
Joshua never brings down any walls until Moses is gone. we don't get the Holy Spirit until Jesus ascends. I mean, I can go on and on.
Yeah.
Timothy never comes into power unless Paul
Yep.
is killed. And I just want someone to know very clearly that if you can endure the process of starting over, you will see greater every single time.
Y'all, this is Kicks and Konvos.
That's how you gonna end it.
Yeah.
Well,
This
follow
Kicks
me
and
on.
Konvos.
Wait, tell him where to follow me. He's like, it's over. Click.
Yeah, man.
All right, wind up. Let's go.
Nah.
Yeah, follow me, guys, on Instagram. Michael JT Fisher.
Yeah. Follow him on Instagram. Say it. Get
Yeah.
Say it again.
Instagram, Michael JT Fisher.
That's
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah.
And get ready for your podcast.
Oh,
coming up.
yeah. So my podcast is coming out starting in February. It's called What's Up With That. So y'all check that out. And then I'm also dropping a new single the end of this month. Yeah, it's called
Kingdom.
Grace. Yeah, under J Kingdom, my alias name. And y'all be able to find that on iTunes and wherever music is found. And then lastly, of course, once y'all visited Unity, for sure, come by Unity on the east side. But if you ever get a chance and you travel across to the west side, you
Right.
only
there,
come
the
the Greater
Zion.
Zion Church family on Wilmington and El Segundo. That's all I'm saying.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
But man, again, I thank you, bro, for being a part. Thank you for coming, man. Hey, if I call you, we might have to bring this back up again, man, and have a part 2.
Yeah, if y'all like it, if y'all like it, y'all make sure y'all repost this stuff though. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Yeah,
please tell them, man.
Yeah,
Give
repost.
a plug in for Kicks and Konvos,
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah,
You got all the
repost.
people following you, man.
Well, I got little people, repost like everybody that's on my side for sure. Listen, I rock with Bishop Withers, and I love these conversations. Repost this. Let's get it out there because there's a whole lot of stuff that's out there, and this is good conversation. So repost, share it. Put it in the stories, like all the little clips. I mean, let's do it. I mean, let's represent Compton, right? Squabble
That's right.
up. Let's go.
Squabble
like,
up.
Let's get us out there.
Let's get us out there, man.
You see us geared up
Yeah,
like
we
this.
all
I mean,
ready,
come on.
man. We trying to
Don't
make
keep
it
us
happen,
no
y'all.
secret.
What's up? That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
keep me no secret. Date me out loud, audience.
Yeah, yes, dude. Hey, I thank you again, man.
Man, I love
hey,
you,
look,
bro.
y'all, this is Kicks and Konvos, man. I'm Johnny Withers. This is Dr. Michael JT Fisher. Man, we just had a great time, great conversation, man. I'm excited. Hey, man, go get y'all a pair of Air Force Ones. Rock them this year. And you rock them, remember this conversation.
Yeah.
And, man, make sure you be careful who you walk with.
Yep.
Be careful where you walk.
Yep.
Don't get no creases in them.
Yeah.
Man, look, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Man, make sure you do that. Man, subscribe to the channel right there at Johnny Withers. You're going to get drops every single Wednesday at 12 Pacific Standard Time. And man, so again, 12 p.m. And so we're looking forward to you connecting with our community. Continue to be a part of it. Again, Kicks and Konvos is here. Man, listen, get laced up, get ready. We're going somewhere. It's only a walk, but we're going to walk right all year long. Happy New Year to all of y'all, 2025. I'll see y'all. Peace and blessings.
Yeah.